Opening in theaters this week from Universal Pictures is the slasher film sequel Halloween Ends, and here's my review. When David Gordon Green revived the Halloween franchise in 2018, the result was an exciting return to Haddenfield that was able to show how the arrival of Michael Myers 40 years earlier continued to have a lasting effect on Laurie Strode. While the follow-up, Halloween Kills, got heavy-handed with its themes, Green still put together plenty of tense scenes with a masked murderer. There comes an expectation that the supposed final movie would end Laurie and Michael's story on a high note. However, Halloween Ends instead makes some odd decisions that mount up the longer it plays, and the result winds up a disappointing conclusion to this Halloween saga. There's intrigue early on when we're reintroduced to Haddenfield and Laurie. The film shows the town still reeling from Michael's rampage 4 years earlier, and the shadow he continues to cast on everyone. The notion of Laurie trying to move on and not let the shape affect her life is an interesting one to explore as well. This is mostly cast aside though, as the large majority of the plot focuses on a disgraced babysitter named Corey. His opening scene involving a tragic accident piques one's curiosity about where the film will take him and how this might connect to Michael. Unfortunately, the more time we spend with Corey, the less interesting he gets. It becomes rather frustrating watching him get his own entire arc, which is ridiculous and cheesy in all the worst ways. Watching a Halloween movie, the expectation is that the viewer will get to see Michael Myers do his thing. The problem is that he takes ages to actually make an appearance, and when he does finally enter the picture, he only sporadically pops up through the rest of it. While Jamie Lee Curtis continues to shine as Laurie, and she thankfully has more of an active role here than she did lying in a hospital room in Halloween Kills, she nonetheless becomes a supporting player in her own film. The romance that forms between Corey and Laurie's granddaughter comes across like something out of a young adult film. A lot of Halloween Ends feels like an entirely different script that then had the classic Halloween characters inserted into it. Even the kills themselves are underwhelming, with little suspense, partly because it's incredibly obvious who is going to get offed. At least the score, co-written by John Carpenter, continues to be a high point, and the opening title sequence is excellent, featuring an inventive take on the classic jack-o'-lantern imagery. It's admirable that David Gordon Green wanted to do something different with this slasher film, but what he chooses to focus on is strange. As a horror film, it never comes close to feeling all that frightening, and is something meant to close off the Halloween series, the turns it takes underwhelm. After a promising start, Halloween Ends gets more and more bizarre, with a storyline that tries to explore how evil might manifest anywhere, but connects to Michael and Laurie's story in the flimsiest of ways. Despite the filmmakers attempting a definitive conclusion here, we know someone else will take another crack at Michael Myers years from now. That's to be expected, but it's a shame that a continuation that began so well caps off in such an unsatisfying manner.